Welcome back to the Smith's Euro YouTube channel, guys. Today I'm going to be showing you a video of this truck that we bought. Now, we bought this truck. It's supposed to be a nice turnkey car, turnkey truck. What we were looking for was just something that was not rusty. This fits that bill, but it was also running and driving, so obviously we had to pay more money than we wanted. It was fine and dandy until we got home. On the 2-hour drive home, losing a little bit of power, and then the next day I came out to start it, and when I started it I could hear hissing out the radiator. Obvious sign that the head gasket blew. That's what this video is going to cover. It's not going to be me picking the Caddy up. It's strictly going to be, I brought it home, thing blew up. Obviously, me being me, I can fix it. So we're gonna jump right into it. But yeah, the thing that really sucked about it was we paid a good amount of money for the truck, being that it's a rare color truck, and it was running and driving, but obviously it blew up. The whole point was to be able to buy something that was already running and driving that we could accompany down with us to H2O, because this year we had to take 2 cars because we were bringing both kids. Obviously we wanted to have one thing cool. Just be expecting this video. A little irritated, but just know that I got this thing pretty well sorted. It runs great. After these videos you'll get the test drive video of after we rebuild the truck, and then yeah, but all after that I'll do another video where we'll take this on a long test drive, show you how the right mechanical skills can get you going a long way. All right, so it turns out that this truck actually has a bad head gasket. Guy's a total doucher, so I'm just gonna do a head gasket tonight. Hopefully that's all it is, and hopefully the head's not cracked. But as soon as you start it, you instantly have pressure in here. So pop this little guy on. All right, so now there's 0 pressure. Let's see what it goes to as soon as she starts the car. Look at that, instantly. That fucking thing is blown, you fucking idiot. Look at that. 28 PSI. Turn it off. The head gasket is blown. Dude's a total dick, but, you know, oh well, I'll fix it. This was a running engine, even though it's blown up now. So, since it's a running engine, I'm gonna just keep the timing belt where it was. So I just marked everything, so I'll know exactly where to put it back on, because these are floating. They don't have a woodruff key or anything like that. They're floating for timing. So got the injection pump locked, got that. Looked at the cam, you can see the cam lobes are pointing up possibly. So cam lobes are up, so you know it's on TDC. So theoretically it should just run again after I do a head gasket. So now I'm just taking off all the accessories. I'm draining the oil now, because anytime you lift the head, coolant gets in, which in this case is water. So you just gotta drain. And then it has a turbo back there, so I gotta undo the turbo drain line and then undo the turbo feed line with the belt off and all that good stuff. I can just run through here, pull all the injection pump lines off, all the coolant lines, and then pull the valve cover off, and then we're basically right there ready to go.
Are you the best boy? Yeah.
So down here on the oil filter housing, this is where the what are you doing? That's you? Okay. This is where the turbo feed line goes. So you can see there's a union actually in here. So a lot of times when these old engines, you try to break that nut apart, it won't break the nut, it'll break this union loose. So then it's trying to twist this and you'll destroy your turbo line. So just make sure you put a wrench underneath and a wrench on the line and crack them loose. Otherwise you'll destroy that line. It's like impossible to get a good one. As of right now, everything is off of the head. Oh no, I gotta take this flange off. Forgot about that one. As soon as this flange is off, I can pull the valve cover off, pull all the head studs, move all this goofy nonsense. When the dude told me it was head studded and then the head gasket blew, I instantly thought, well, are they not tight? And look, they're not tight. So there's your problem right there.
Are all of them not tight?
Let's see.
The wheels are tight.
I'm literally barely putting any force in this. I think these are either like 80 foot-pounds or like 100 foot-pounds. Like these are supposed to be crazy tight. Let's see. Look, that's literally no effort. Alright, so just to prove to you guys how loose this is, I've only taken off a few, but you can put the snap-on torque wrench. Hold up, bye. Look at it right here, and it'll tell you how much it takes to break it loose. 50 foot-pounds to break that loose. Let's go to this one. Let's see what it takes. Took about 50 to get that one loose. Took about 58 foot-pounds for that one. So since this head is unfortunately studded, you can't pull the head off with all the turbo stuff on the backside, which makes it 10 times harder. Even just undoing the nuts, I couldn't get the head off. And then the best part about it, since someone else put them in, I didn't. I don't know if they Loctited them, what they did, but 3 of them were stripped. So I had to beat triple squares in it. You can see right there, beat a triple square in it. And now it's good to go. But these studs don't even have washers under there, it looks like. Maybe one does. I don't think any of them have walk, so you're not supposed to install them like that, but probably not going to go buy head bolts. I'm going to try to reuse these. But the common thing is, at least I had to do it before, when I had a 1.6 diesel, because this doesn't look like a turbo diesel block to me. Usually a turbo diesel block has 2 big oil returns up front. I've been through all that, and this guy told me it was a turbo diesel block. Bought it at night. Fucked myself. But I don't think it's a turbo diesel block. I think it's just a 1.6 diesel. So we'll see. I'll try to find some sort of identifying markings. This head has been replaced. It's an AMC head, which is an aftermarket shit head. I don't know. Hopefully it's good, but the head studs were loose. All this other stuff is a skeeter. We're gonna try to pull it off now. You should be able to grab it by that little thing in this hook.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, it's heavy.
Wait a minute.
Okay. So right here on this one, you can see that's blown, and that means that the compression is going right into this coolant spot right here, and it's kind of hard to see, I guess. Here, lift it up in here. I don't know which cylinder this is, maybe 1 or 2, but you see how this is all black. Compression is blowing through, going right in there, and the same right here. This center section, this whole total center section is blown out, so you have compression going into there, so that gasket's definitely blown. This is not, this might be, I don't know, to me this is just a regular old 1.6 with a turbo on it, so there's not 2 oil returns. These center Holes look like they've been drilled out for head studs. So I don't know. Something's weird. Yeah. What's down there? You can see all the shitty shifter stuff and exhaust. Like, we got all kinds of stuff to do. We got to do a rack. All that stuff I knew about. All that stuff I was fine with. But having to do a head out here in the garage, not in the driveway. Can't do it in the garage because I don't want to ruin my new floor because I haven't painted it yet. So nothing's going in there until I paint the floor. So until then, it'll be driveway edition. See you in the morning. All right, so when you get head studs for these, they're 12 mil, and this is an aftermarket head. So usually what happens is if your head or your block is 12 millimeters, you need these. The heads come 11 millimeters because that's what normal diesels are. So because of that, you physically cannot get the head studs in, and people drill. You have to open the head holes up, but people don't drill them enough, and that's why these head studs won't come out. You have to physically beat them out like that, because I have to clean the head. You can see where they're all like galled up here. So I'm gonna have to run a drill bit, if I have something, through there to try to open it up so these will actually slide through. So this is a big reason why we couldn't get the head off easily yesterday. Remember, the studs, they won't fit through, and people always drill them out. So you got the correct drill bit. She, you know, reamed it out, and now the studs will fit. But she's just gonna have to go through each hole, and then obviously you got to clean everything out, and then that way we can set the head on and then put the studs. See? Don't go all the way down and hit the head. Christ. See, now the stud will go through. I'm gonna have to get an even bigger one and like chamfer the edges of these holes. But you get the idea. That's what you have to do, unfortunately, with using studs. It's for her, so that's why she's out here attempting to help.
I am helping.
This is an AMC head. It's an aftermarket piece of shit. It's all cracked and messed up where they didn't install the head studs right. So at this point, I'm not gonna buy another head. So I just cleaned it up, cleaned all the metal out of it, and we're just gonna put it on. So this is the first initial torque, which is supposed to only be 30. These things need to go to 125 foot-pounds. So yeah, it's a lot. Got the goon here helping. Mark 1 fanboy, that's how you get help.
Fuck these Mark 1s.
Now these are head studs, so they need to be 125 foot-pounds is the last step. So it says 3 equal steps. I've already messed that up, so I'm just gonna go 70. And the next one I'll go to 125. Like 15, 16. This is gonna be a big sweep. See, that's a lot. This ain't units. So you can see all 10 bolts have been torqued to 125. That's why this thing's pretty sweet. So down here, theoretically, it should still be in time. It's the same head gasket, same style, 3-notch. So I just marked everything, and usually you want a little bit of deflection because this is a manual chain or belt tensioner. Luckily, everything's easy and accessible, so if it is too tight or too loose, I can change it, but usually that's about good. So the next thing to do is it's just to get all the hard stuff out of the way. So next I'll do the oil line and the coolant fittings. And then after the oil lines and the coolant fittings, I'll put the valve cover on, a couple of the hoses, put the fuel lines on, and then I'll prime the system. And it's basically ready to start at that point. I'll put some oil in it, obviously, but it's basically ready to start then. So we're going to try to crank it over, so you got to leave all these fuel lines loose on the injector. So then as it's cranking, when fuel squirts out of it, you know fuel's getting up to the injector. I've already primed the system by just putting a vacuum pump on the end of the return hose and then putting the return hose back on. So now she should just crank it over and then should be okay. So go ahead and just crank it, James. Stop. Go. You can turn it off. Roller. On it. That's pretty sweet. Are you excited, kids?
Yeah.
The perfect pour.
See that?
Doesn't sound the greatest. The head is not good, but whatever. Didn't have it decked, anything like that. It's just throw a $20 gasket on it and have it start again. I think I still got to adjust the injection timing and then everything should be good. But as of now, we're just going to top it up with water. I'll find if there's any leaks down the road and then we'll put coolant in it before it gets cold out.